Okay. So at first, good afternoon. For me, it's morning, 8:20. And at first, I would like to thank the organization to share our knowledge of more than 35 years of integrating of electronic trading platforms with our customer base, which are mainly auction markets of perishable products like fruit and vegetable, flowers, coffee, livestock, and so on. Next slide, please. So myself, I'm Patrick Bauwens. I'm working 30 years for the company Aucxis, and my role today is business unit manager of the e-trade solutions and process control systems. And thanks to my role, I discuss, I would say, on a daily basis with a lot of auction managers how they will trade their products real time from B2B, so to the professional buyers. Next slide, please. Yes. My presentation itself is divided over 5 chapters. So at first, I would like to introduce the company Aucxis. I would like to introduce the auction market concepts being used by our customers. Also would like to express how technology can help to create a successful trading platform. And then, of course, what are the key elements for a successful B2B platform for perishable products. And then at the end, I would like to introduce our newest generation of platform, Cosmos, which is, I would say, a gathering of more than 35 years of experience in one standard generic platform, which is running in the Microsoft Azure cloud. Next slide, please. So at first, the introduction of Aucxis. Aucxis itself started in 1983 as a one-man company. Mr. Schelfot was the son of a greenhouse grower. Literally started in the garage. And I would say today we are very proud that we are now serving a lot of customers worldwide. And we have an enthusiastic, fantastic team of 65 people who are supporting our customers on a daily basis. Aucxis itself is located in the town Stekene in Belgium, which is 1 hour drive from Brussels airport, 16 hours flying from Taiwan. And we are experts, I would say, in the integration of or digitalization of auction markets, which are mainly selling on a daily basis perishable products. Next slide, please. Yes. The company itself is divided into 3 business units. As you can see in this slide, in the middle, you see the business unit e-trade solution. So we are offering full turnkey projects to our customers, which means it's not only software, but it's also hardware. What you can see in the picture is that we are also delivering full equipped auction rooms, buyer desk, auctioneer desk, clock wall, and so on, with extra add-ons like the necessary software and also the software for farmers or buyers to log in via the internet and follow or actively buy products on the auction market. At the right side, you see the business unit process control systems, which is mainly, I would say, the developing and producing of controller systems specifically developed for the long preservation of hard fruit, so and soft fruit, fruit like apples and pears, strawberries, red berries, blueberries, and so on. And you see immediately the synergy in between the business unit e-trade systems and the business unit process control systems, because when as a fruit auction market, you want to get the best market price, you need to offer to your customers, the buyers, the professional buyers, optimum quality fruit. And of course, when you want to deliver on the market quality top fruit, you need to have a very good system to preserve your products. And we do that with, we call that with controlled atmosphere controllers or ultra low oxygen systems. meaning that it's not only the temperature which is important, but also the gas concentration into those gas tight stores is important. So depending on the variety of apple or pear, we bring down the oxygen, we bring down the carbon dioxide, we in fact bring the apple and pear in a kind of a winter sleep to maintain the quality as good as possible. And during the year, I would say, the fruit market or the farmers who own such controlled atmosphere storage, they open the stores and bring top quality product on the market for the best market price. At the left side, you see the business unit, RFID, which is standing for radio frequency identification. So when, again, there's the synergy in between the E-Trade business unit and the RFID business unit, because all our customers, flower markets, are using flower trolleys, fish boxes for the fish auctions, plastic foldable crates used by the fruit and vegetable markets. You can track and trace them with radio frequency identification, so that you can streamline the process flow. Sorry for the interruption. And it's the RFID tag is a tag with a unique serial number, and that unique serial number in your database is connected with the content of that. We call that returnable transport item. So that means that from the farm until, I would say, the fork, you can track and trace your products following, I would say, your RTIs, your returnable transport items. Next slide, please. This is a slide of the world where you can see that we are delivering worldwide solutions to our customers. For the E-Trade solutions, we have customers in 25 countries who are using our solutions. For the controlled atmosphere, the long preservation storage, we are using resellers, dealers, and technical partners who are integrating our controller systems into their projects. And for the RFID business units, it's only 7 countries. In fact, our home country, Belgium, and neighborhood countries. But the reason behind it is very clear. And we have a lot of opportunities in different kind of sectors to integrate radio frequency identification solutions. Next slide, please. So about to come back on the E-Trade systems, so we are very proud to announce that we are worldwide market leader in the very niche market of electronic auctioning, lot by lot, real-time selling, lot by lot of a catalog of perishable products to the buyers which are following or via the auction room or via the internet. Next slide, please. So here you see an example of a few customers of us. At the top left side, you see the fish auction Sydney Fish in Australia, where you can see that they are using 3 clocks. That means that simultaneously each auctioneer is selling their own catalog to the buyers who are sitting in the auction room or following via the internet. Very important to mention that Australia is first the other side of the world, so that means that we need, when there is a problem and you need to take a plane, it takes 24 hours. So in the early 1890s, it was part of our DNA to deliver reliable and stable systems, which is of course very important for an auction market, because the beating heart of an auction market is the daily trade. So it is not possible that the system can go down for more than 10 minutes. So that's part of our DNA, that we can deliver stable solutions. In the center, the flower auction, Flora Holland, the biggest flower market in the world. We're talking about €5 billion turnover on a year. You see here one of the auction rooms where we have 7 clocks running. That means that 7 auctioneers are, on an average, trading flowers for 2,000 buyers, 400 in the auction room and 600 internet buyers. And to give you an idea, each clock during Mother's Day or Valentine's Day is running 1,000 transactions an hour. So in this case, that's one auction room. Of the 10 auction rooms they have, they are generating 7,000 transactions. At the right side, you see the fruit and vegetable auction in Belgium, Balorta. At the bottom left side, you see Aberdeen, Northern Ward, which is a livestock auction, which is a bidding process. Also nice to mention is that the British Wool is selling wool via an auction system. And then at the right bottom side, you see Nairobi Coffee Exchange, which is selling their coffee to their buyer audience. Next slide, please. So what are I would say, the selling methods used by those auction markets? You see in practice 3 principles. You see the falling clock, which is mainly used for selling low value products like flowers, fruit and veg. You have a huge amount of products delivered by the farmers, growers to those auction markets, and speed is important. The falling clock principle is very clear. You start the price above the market price, the price goes automatically down against a set speed, and the buyer who hits his buy button first, he will stop the price counter on the price he had in mind, and he wins, in fact, that lot. Then you have another principle, which is the rising clock. That is mainly used for high-value goods like livestock, coffee, some fish like tuna. And there you start from a bottom price, and as long as buyers are interested to offer a higher price, the price will rise automatically until nobody else is bidding anymore, and then you have a transaction. And then I would say you have another very popular principle is the bidding principle. It's very close to, I would say, the traditional shout auctioning. In fact, you're just as buyers, you log in on the system and you're just bidding against each other until nobody else wants to make a higher bid, and at the end, I would say you have a transaction. Next slide, please. So to show you how it works in practice with a clock, what is in fact the background of a clock circle? You have your, in the early days, you had the price display, but when you want to speed up the sale, you can imagine that when the price counter is going so fastly that it's very, very difficult for a buyer to accurately stop the clock. And that's why the clock circle is invented, so that buyers can very focus on the price on the clock and can stop the price counter on any position in the clock circle they have in mind. So in this case, you see that the auctioneer was setting the start price at $12 US, can also mean 12 euro or whatever currency. He starts the clock. The clock display, or the display, sorry, the price display will count down automatically against a set speed. And then you see at the fourth clock that buyer 1 is stopping the clock at $11.7 US, and then we have a transaction. That's the principle of a falling clock. The next slide, please. The principle of the rising clock, as I said, the auctioneer sets the bottom price, which is in this case $4. Below the clock circle, you see that the time bar starts, and then that is in fact asking for buyers for that specific lot, for example, tomatoes or cucumbers or paprikas. Do you want to offer a higher price than a $4? As soon as our system recognizes that more than one buyer is interested, the price will automatically rise until only one buyer is left. The time bar will start again. Just a last call. Is nobody else interested to offer a higher price? If not, the time bar is ending, and then you will see in this case that buyer 1 was offering the best price, in this case $4.30 US. Next slide, please. This is the explaining the bidding principle. At first, the auctioneer can determine the value of the bid button, which is in this case at the left side $2 US. During the auction, the auctioneer can change that anytime to any other value. So, but in this example, it's $2 US. The start price is $5. You see at the right top side that buyer 1 is pushing his buy button. The price goes up from $5 to $7. Buyer 2 is taking over. He said, I want to make a higher bid. He gives then $9, and then at the end, buyer 1 is also overbidding than buyer 2. The price is going from 9 plus 2 is $11. The time bar will start again, just asking other possible buyers. Nobody else want to make a higher bid. And if not, at the end of the time bar, we have a transaction. In this case, buyer 1, he is offering $11. That can mean $11 the kilo, $11 the box, $11 the pallet, $11 the unit. That is in close cooperation with the auction market, but that we decide, okay, what is that amount presenting. Next slide, please. Now I'm going to tell you more about how a typical auction market is operating. Next slide, please. So at first, of course, who are the owners of such trading organizations? And typically, you see 3 types of owners. You see that the producers are the owners of the trading organization. That's then the cooperative. You see also that the government can be the owner of the trading organization, or the private sector. If you look to the cooperatives, that means that the owners, the farmers, they are a small shareholder of the trading organization. But there is also an obligation when you are a shareholder as a farmer. You need to deliver almost 100%, I would say, of your harvest. And the task of the auction market is clear: try to sell the delivered products for the best market price to the professional buyers. So the task of the trading organization is of course constantly looking for buyers who wants to buy the product from the farmers, from their members, and marketing, I would say, to the consumers, the fresh products, the top products of the farmers. The government, they have this. When the government is the owner, they have the same role, but sometimes you see it split up. That the government is the owner of the infrastructure and offer that infrastructure to the market, so that sales agents, in fact, are using the infrastructure of the building and are selling the product of their own growers to the market, to the professional buyers. And the same with the private companies, but of course there the task is much heavier. They have to look for products on a daily basis, and they have to give the excellent services to their professional buyers. Next slide, please. So how does a daily auction looks like? In the morning, all those suppliers are harvesting their fresh products from the fields and bringing it to the auction market or to the distribution area of the auction markets. So, and that's always very close to the regions where the products are cultivated or grown. The auction market accepts all those products delivered by those thousands of farms. They are checking it on quality, and they are keying it in the data system. And so based on all those supply lines, they are generating catalogs, and those catalogs are sent to the buyers via email, so that the buyers are informed. Okay, this is what is available at the market today. Buyers are preparing themselves also in an electronic way, if possible, via creating shopping lists. And an example is, for example, at 8 o'clock each working day, the auction starts with selling their catalog lot by lot to all those interested buyers in that product. And then, of course, the internal distribution process will start immediately after the transactions are generated, and meaning that your distribution process goes from the internal distribution from the product location to the buyer location, where the buyer will pick up his product he bought from the market. And the buyers themselves are professional buyers, can be wholesalers, can be import-export companies, the supermarkets, retail sector, hotel chains, very big buyers who has a need to buy on a daily basis a wide variety of a high volume of products. Next slide, please. Of course, those markets, those auction markets are next to the daily trade of perishable products. They also using other types of selling methods, and that's at the left side you see contract selling. It's nothing more that, for example, a supermarket says, deliver me in that week every day X amount of products for an agreed price. And then it's the task of the auction market to fulfill the contract deal with that customer. And of course, the reference price is based on the historical data of the auction prices during that period, and also taking into account the time of the season. And then you have, of course, your daily real-time sale, if I have a bit or clock auction. And then what's also happening is that all those auction markets nowadays are also integrating web shops. Some of them are 24 hours on 24-hour web shops for their professional buyers, but majority of our auction markets are using it as a pre-auction web shop, meaning that when you have 100% of supply delivered, they decide that 30%, maximum 30% of it, for not damaging the real-time trade, 30% of it is offered via the web shop on a price where the reference is the auction price plus X%. Why X%? Because when buyers are logging in on the web shop, they are really looking, because they already have deals, they already have contracts, so they are looking for products. So they are immediately ordering products via the web shop, so that they have a guarantee, okay, of that product, I'm already sure. And all the rest they buy via the daily auction. Next slide, please. Here you see in a nutshell again how I would say a typical auction market works. The preparation of the sale is so the gathering of the supply can be data exchange with the back office system of the trading organization, but can also mean the grower application, which is communicating directly into Cosmos, into the trading platform, what he is offering today as products. And you can also key in via PCs, tablets, handhelds, industrial cabinets connected with weighing scales. You can key in the data directly into the trading platform. And also important, I would say, nowadays is next to, I would say, the 100% reliable product description, you can also help the buyers by creating very clear pictures of the lots of products, and also you can even take video streams so that buyers, when they are preparing their buying process, they can inspect, okay, that are the products from those suppliers, from those farms. How does the product looks like? Not only based on the product description, but also purely based on high quality pictures and video streams, so that I can judge, okay, this is what I really buy from that farm or farmers. And that for different types of products. And of course, we can also, then you have, of course, the sale. So organizing the sale of all those supply delivered by the farms. And then you have your after sales processes. Again, so at the moment, transactions are starting. Transaction tickets are distributed so that the internal distribution people can move the product to the right buyer location. And of course, based on all those product data and transaction data, you can generate reports for buyers, for suppliers, for the auction staff, for the auction management, and you can also create analysis report, generate report for the government, and organize the distribution. Next slide, please. So in fact, yeah, with a digital trading platform is very easy. You bring supply and demand together, and you try to get the best market price in a very transparent and fair way. And of course, when your platform is successful, you track immediately a lot of farms, a lot of buyers who are offering, I would say, a logical, correct price. Next slide, please. A word about how technology can help you to create a successful platform. Next slide, please. So it's logical, I would say, that the trade in the early 80s, 90s are different than I would say today. So internet, the connectivity via internet, software which is running in the cloud, and the development of apps make it so easily for the farmers, for the trading organization, for the buyers to access that platform and generating business. Next slide, please. And also technology will help you because yes, if you are an auction market, speed of delivery of product is very important. So barcode RFID technology will help you to streamline those processes. And also QR code, for example, at the moment that you start to harvest your products and you put it into a plastic foldable crate with a unique code and with a QR code, you can easily, as a consumer, via the QR code, you can easily check the background story of that nice product you are buying with all extra commercial add-ons. And also thanks to the high bandwidth and thanks to the good internet lines, you can bring over not only pure data, the description of what is being sold, but also very nice product images and or video streams. Next slide, please. So what are the key elements for a successful trading platform? Next slide, please. So of course, each role in the chain has its goals and tasks. The left side, the growers, their task is to cultivate top quality food products and safe for consumption. And of course, they will get the help from research center from the one side to give them, to help them to grow the best products and to improve, I would say, trees or products itself. And then you have, of course, the trading organization who will help them as well with advice, what to cultivate, when, and so on. Again, the trading organization, they are offering services on the one side to the growers and on the other side the buyers. So on the one side, of course, they need to gain reliability to the buyer, so they are really inspecting the product which are coming in and bring that over in a good description to the buyers. And based on that reliability, I would say professional buyers are willing on a daily basis to buy fresh products. And you can imagine, of course, that when there is dispute, the trading organization need to take care that the dispute will be solved as soon as possible. And of course, the government as well has an important role, also food safety control, to be sure that the trading organizations are doing a good job as well. And and also giving grants when for innovative ideas so that the sector can grow and to help the sector as well. Next slide, please. And then, yeah, what makes a trading platform successful? I think for the trading market, it's very clear that you need to know what is important on the one side for the growers and the other side the buyers. I think also nice to mention is that for the auction markets which we are working for, generally the farmers, the growers are immediately paid. So that they are guarantee of payment, and buyers, they are paying in 7 days time. And very important for the buyers then is, of course, the good quality services the trading market is offering to the buyers. Can be repacking, can be short storage, any type of service the customers are asking. Yes, please. Next slide. This is also a very interesting and sorry, can you go back one slide? I think this is a very nice example of a network of auction market. This is the Belgium fruit and vegetable network, which are cooperating together. Although those individual markets are competitors of each other, they decided commercially wise to trade their products together on a daily basis. So that means that I would say approximately 80% of the perishable of the fruit and vegetables is going through that network, so that very big professional buyers are logging in or via the internet on the platform, and they can buy products, I would say, from whole Belgium via this network. And of course, that gives a lot of advantages. You have better average prices. No market wants fluctuation in price forming of specific products. So all the markets have the same average prices. Buyers can, over the Belgium, from the different production area, they can buy product. Then it's a matter of transport to their own local distribution center, for example, for a supermarket chain. And of course, when you're handling 80% of your supply via one big network, it's very, very good to give advice to your growers what to cultivate when, to avoid overproduction of certain product. And overproduction is again minimum prices or losses of products. So that can all be avoided by such a network. Next slide, please. And then, yeah, Cosmos is our latest generation of e-trading platform. Started in 2019, and in the meantime, already more than 20 auction markets are using it. New is that it's 100% web-based. It's standard and generic, so there is no software development anymore. It's purely a configuration of the platform. So if you are a fish market, an auction, a fruit and veg, a flower auction, livestock market, does not matter. We configure it following your wishes and your needs and your habits, and then you can start to run the platform. It's put on the market as a SaaS model, software as a service. So you, in fact, you're renting the platform, and we are delivering all necessary services so that the product will evolve following the needs of the market. So every 6 months we have a new version. We have a 24-hour support desk, and we can share, I would say, the 35 years of knowledge based on, I would say, more than 150 auction markets who are using our platform on a daily basis. Next slide, please. So this is a print screen of, for example, a flower auction. Again, you see here in the center the clock, and all the information around this is information necessary for a buyer to determine what is the product which is now being sold at the clock, what are the next lots. So all information necessary for a buyer to determine a price in his head, and that's for a flower auction. Next slide, please. This is an example of the fruit and vegetable auction Zon in the Netherlands. Again, you see another. It's the same program, it's the same platform, but configured for a fruit and vegetable auction. Next slide, please. This is a fish auction in the UK where you see 2 simultaneous clock running. Next slide. That's another example of Cosmos being used as an auction market of livestock, where not a clock is being used, but purely the traditional bidding up against each other as a trading mechanism. Next slide. This is an example of the app we have developed so that it is possible to install the app on a tablet or a smartphone, so that even when you are traveling around in the country as a buyer, you're stuck in a traffic jam, you can still buy products on the clock on the auction market. Next slide, please. You can skip this slide because this was a small movie. And then last but not least, what are the market trends for B2B trade? Next slide. So what was the classic flow? I would say from 100 years ago. So a lot of farmers were bringing the product to the auction market in the production area. The trading organization were preparing everything and selling it, and then the internal distribution to the buyer location. The buyer was picking up the product to their own premises. Now, farmers are becoming bigger and bigger, or becoming even very big companies, and they're bringing truckloads full of products to the auction market, and afterwards the buyer is also buying truckloads full of the same product. So it's logical then that instead of bringing it to the distribution center from the auction market, that you bring it directly from the farm to the buyer, his distribution center, or to the buyer, his company. So that means that the auction market still has an important role. They have to do the quality checks, the inspection. They have to describe what is available, because, and they have to organize the auction. So they still have an important role. But logistically wise, you can imagine that this is a plus point, that you can bring directly a truckload full of product directly to a buyer. And also a new trend you will see more and more is the big data analysis, or to help the traceability. This is the end of my presentation. I hope it was interesting, and I hope I shared the way of working of our customers.